Good evening, dear children. We were learning about our digestive system in our last class. Digestive system we were learning. Then we learned about the teeth and about the saliva, functions of the saliva, and the enzyme containing in the saliva, salivary amylase, etc. We learned in our last class. Then let us learn the other parts after the mouth, from the back of the throat. Throat meaning the region of our neck. That region is the throat. Inside part is the throat. Then back side of the throat, the esophagus, another food pipe or esophagus, start from the back of our throat and it go down through the chest region. The food is going through the chest and that is reaching up to the stomach. Stomach is a muscular organ that is made up of muscles. So the esophagus, let me show you the structure esophagus here. Here you can see the esophagus, the food pipe from the mouth, from the back of the throat it starts and it is reaching the stomach. Stomach also you can see it is a muscular organ. You know that the saliva containing in the mouth that is containing an enzyme known as salivary amylase. So starch converted into a sugar known as maltose in the mouth cavity. Then the food again as bolus. You know that the saliva help the food item to stick together, and bolus or ball-like structures that move down through the esophagus. Esophagus is the food pipe. Then no digestion takes place inside the region esophagus. Only the saliva in the mouth digestion start, but when food pass through the esophagus, no digestion takes place. Then again how the food is passing down through the esophagus, a particular wave like movement is there. A particular wave like movement is there in the esophagus. That movement is known as peristalsis. You can see the word peristalsis here. It is a slow wave like movement seen in the walls of the esophagus due to the contraction and relaxation of its muscles. After swallowing the food, that peristalsis is an involuntary movement. That movement is not done not according to our will. We cannot control it. The peristalsis is an involuntary movement. The movement without our will. The food after swallowing we cannot control it. The food pipe will carry the food to the stomach. That is unknowingly happen or without our will. The peristalsis is the movement without our will. Our brain is controlling that movement without our any effort. Without our effort, that movement is taking place. The swallowing is done by us. After that, the peristalsis is controlled by another part of the brain. Then we can also see that the peristalsis occur throughout the alimentary canal. After swallowing the food, the other movement up to it reach up to the, you know that the food pipe, that is a very coiled tube. Sometimes in adults, humans, they may have the length of up to 7 meters of length. It is a coiled tube. You can see it is a coiled tube. Through this tube, the food is pushed forward by the particular movement known as peristalsis. Peristalsis by the peristaltic movement. Without our will, our brain is pushing the food forward through this coiled tube. It is wonderful thing. Our body is a wonderful machine. The digestion takes place in this alimentary canal. All that things are the wonderful things that happen inside our body. Then you know that the food, the structure of the stomach you saw, it is a elastic bag-like structure. Then it also contains certain glands known as gastric glands. The glands inside that muscular stomach is known as gastric gland, and it is producing the gastric juice. You can see here the gastric juice produced by the gastric glands. Then the gastric juice contains 3 substances inside it. One is water. Water is present in that gastric juice. Then another content is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is produced inside the body. That are all wonderful things, how our body is making hydrochloric acid. The chlorine is taken from the salt that we consume. You know that salt is sodium chloride. From that chlorine, for the hydrochloric acid, chlorine is taken from the salt that we consume, our body is taking. So you understand that the salt is also important for our body to make the hydrochloric acid inside our body. Then the enzyme, the important enzyme inside the stomach is the pepsin. Pepsin is help to digest the protein. You can see here the pepsin convert protein into a simpler compound known as peptones. Pepsin is converting protein into, we are consuming protein when we eat egg, meat, etc. Every protein that is converted by the enzyme inside the stomach known as pepsin. Then you know that why the hydrochloric acid is present in the stomach. It is help to kill the germs and prevent the rotting of the food. You know that the germs are causing the rotting. Rotting എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ചീയുക. നമ്മുടെ ശരീരത്തിനകത്ത് തന്നെ നമ്മൾ കഴിച്ച ഫുഡ് കൂടുതൽ സമയം ഇരുന്ന് അതൊന്നും ചീഞ്ഞൊന്നും പോകാതെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഓവറായിട്ടുള്ള ജേംസിനെയൊക്കെ കൊന്നുകളയാൻ വേണ്ടിയാണ് why the acid is acting to kill the germs as well as it to prevent the rotting of the food material. Then it has another role also. It activates the enzyme pepsin. You know pepsin is the enzyme to digest the protein. Protein is digested into peptones by the pepsin. That is also activated by the hydrochloric acid present inside the stomach. Then we know that another enzyme is known as renin. Another enzyme known as renin that is present in the usually that renin is present only up to the 12 year or in the childhood days only. The renin is present inside the body. That is helping protein casein present in the milk is converted into a curd-like substance by the enzyme renin. Then only it can be digested by the human body. So it is said that if the adult drink milk, they cannot digest it properly. The children can digest the milk because the enzyme, particular enzyme renin is present only in the childhood days. Then again you know that the casein, milk protein, is changed into a curd-like substance by the enzyme known as the renin. Then the food remain, how much time the food remain in the stomach? 3 to 4 hours or more. Up to that time, you know that the digestion may be happening inside our stomach at that time, so that it is said that we cannot eat our food intermittently. After 4 hours it is suitable to eat the next food. Otherwise stomach may be filled with the food that we ate previously. So it is good to eat always after 4 hours. Then only the food may complete its digestion, or sometimes the half digested food may get mixed with the new food if we eat intermittently. If we eat again and again without giving enough interval, the food may get mixed with, that is not good for digestion. So